Hey, we're back with Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts in the 1940 Britain campaign. It is March 1941. The war is going pretty well. Almost 9,000 victory points versus 149. We have a convoy battle here, which might prove a little challenging. We've got two light cruisers defending a 7 merchant convoy against a heavy and a light. One of each class. We started the war with what I think is the, well, I don't remember which one's which, but we have kind of a standard 7-inch armed heavy cruiser and then a light cruiser, and then I built a second class that was focused more on range and beating up merchants with smaller guns. And I don't remember which class was which as far as tonnage. In any case, let's see what happens here. Okay, the town. That's the smaller cruiser. Okay, those are 7-inchers. That's the older one, so Dunedin. Yeah, it's got the single 6-inch mounts. Lighter armed, heavier tonnage, and that tonnage basically went into more range. I specifically wanted this class to contribute more range for power protection and power projection, and hopefully to increase the number of enemy transports, which gets sunk in the monthly, X transports lost in North Sea messages. Did not really build her for battles per se. Let's turn off the. Oh, interesting. I'm shooting at the maybe they don't have us spotted yet. I would expect that as soon as the enemy cruisers spot us, meaning the light cruisers, they'll shift fire to those instead. It's what the AI typically has done. Might be see if there's a behavior change in the new patch. Yeah, they've shifted targets. Still 12 kilometers out. I think we can just shoot HE. Yeah, we're not in range yet for Dunedin's. No, she's shooting now. I believe this 565 damage they did was a hit on a transport, not on one of those. Not on one of the transports, or us too. Not on one of our light cruisers. Okay, this is the CL that we're taking under fire. That's fine. It's the Berlin, who has not shot torpedoes, neither has the Cormoran. Town's taking some flooding there. Yeah, town is not purely auto design. I did modify it at the start, but it's started with an auto design that I then modified, and I neglected to bump up for bulkheads. So this the 9,500 ton class, they kind of flood a little easy. The boys pumped it out though. Well, our 7 and 6 inch guns are doing pretty well on the Berlin at over 10 kilometers range. It looks like most of that has come from the town, but Dunedin has gotten hits as well with the 6 inchers. No torps in the water. I'm kind of saving the smoke screen a little bit until we get a little closer, and it feels like Cormoran's starting to get maybe uncomfortably effective. A lot of times I just kind of pop it as soon as it starts taking... Oh, okay, there's one torpedo attempt. I have to do better than that. That came from Berlin. Okay, there's more than one spread out here. I'm just gonna... Oh my goodness, I didn't see those. What? I turned at just the right time. That was luck. Sorry, straight up. Okay, let's go ahead and smoke. Let Berlin think about the... We need to start working on this, on the Cormoran as well. How about we give her some torpedoes to think about? Okay, flag shifts to Dunedin here. Kind of maintaining course. I don't really want to give Cormoran a reason to maneuver. Hopefully those torpedo spreads will... I need to maneuver though. There's a spread out here this way. Mainly firing at Cormoran because she's the closer, higher percentage target. Once we get up here a little bit closer to Berlin, I'll probably shift fire back to her and finish her off. Okay, Cormoran is just fired again. Our 7 and 6 inch guns did a nice job against Berlin. They're not really working that well on the heavy cruiser, as might be expected. The town is getting into a bit of trouble. I'm going to try a little harder to get a good torpedo shot. The gunfire exchange is not really working in our favor at the moment. Let's see if we can't equalize. Cormoran's got plenty of torpedoes herself. Dunedin getting a little low on 6 inch. Town has still plenty of 7 inch, but of course she's not doing so hot. Okay. Starboard side launchers should still be loaded. There we go. Trying to get both 7 inch turrets firing. Oh my goodness. Did not see those launched. Okay. $12 knots. Well, Maybe we can catch her. 13.8, 14.5. I just straight up didn't see that those torps were launched at all. I was momentarily looking at town. Didn't see the warning. Probably shouldn't have had it at ×5. That didn't help. I just straight up screwed the pooch on that one. It's back up to 16 knots. And Corwin's very low on structure. I don't want to give this up. Try to salvage some VP out of this. In retrospect, I wish I had kind of pressed in on finishing off Berlin as well. Who also had propulsion damage. If Cormoran goes out of spot, we'll go try to get Berlin. And that encounter class that Dunedin was part of, it has better bulkheads than few. I think she took more than one torpedo there. .4. She's doing 16 knots. Okay. Okay, I don't believe we're going to catch Cormoran. Some possibility that we could still get Berlin. I don't remember exactly what her propulsion status was, or if it was fixable. Doesn't appear Cormoran is changing her mind. Kind of wish she would. Come on back on over here. Well, I mean, I got 92 rounds. Maybe I don't want her to come back over here. Cormoran is turning around. And then changed her mind again. I'd speed it up if I could. X5 is the best we got. I don't even know which way the transports are now. I think the game could benefit from some sort of mini map, or and it could be kind of done as, I mean, they've got charts on the bridge, and in the I'm not sure it was called this at the time, but what would later be termed the Combat Information Center, CIC, kind of where the ship is fought from. And then there's also a Dead Reckoning trace, which I believe probably didn't have anything like that on World War I era ships, but probably the 1940s, I believe those existed. And there shouldn't be too much unrealistic level of information on it, but at this point, I should be able to look, and the captain would be able to look at a chart and see, okay, the transports are over this way. Last we saw them. Okay, I'm not gonna drag this out. We defended the convoy. Unacceptably high losses due to inattention on the torpedo situation. Didn't go our way this day. Yeah, defeat. And it was. Well, at least the Germans will have to spend some money fixing up the Cormoran, and hopefully the Berlin as well. That's what it is. They did not get any VP credit for our transports, though. So there's that. Yeah, medium damage to all the surviving ships. That'll cost them a little bit more money than it's costing me. And no doubt the Germans have a more dire financial situation than we do. And, there's more in counterclass CLs where Dunedin came from. Matter of fact, lost one. Yeah, let's build 2 more. That'll be here in a year. Yeah, there. How do you like those apples? $23 CLs, 2 building, for a total of 25. Yeah, just because my OCD likes even numbers. Let's make it 26. Nope, just 1. There you go. Okay, and what this was is, I don't think it matters, but I just like the idea of having all 4 of those destroyers in the same port. Does that have any bearing on the battle generator? Maybe making it more likely to bring them as a group in a battle? I don't know. I kind of doubt it, to be honest. I just like the idea of having all the destroyers in Yarmouth, so one had found its way to Hull, I was just sending them back. All right then. On to April 1941. Okay, we have a battle up here close to the Norwegian coast, and had recently, a couple of turns ago, I had put the four Hindustans on sea control, hopefully trying to get one of these battleship versus battleship duels, and in fact we have one. The Duncan against the Grosser Kurfurst. I'm just going to call it the Grosser. Is Duncan one of those four? It is indeed. So that sea control thing panned out. Let's remove, hopefully let's remove one of the German battleships from their fleet. Already in sight at a distance of 14 kilometers. And right off the bat, we've already got a 27% chance to hit. The German battleships do have a few torpedoes. They have a couple of underwater single tubes, port and starboard. 13-kilometer range, and they're with electric propulsion. So they can't fire a big spread, but they can send a sneaky, stealthy torpedo our way. We'll have to watch for that. And they are closing. I think I probably have an accuracy advantage, so I don't feel a need to get particularly close. It's turning now to kind of parallel our courses. I don't want to angle so much that I take the forward turrets out of their firing arcs. Both ships have 16-inch guns. Theirs are arranged in a, I think the 3x3. Yeah. Oh, we've lost the conning tower. Even with that, we're still at a 95% chance to hit, even with the conning tower damage, whereas they're at about, well, it looks like 35%. Getting a lot of blocks instead of ricochets. There's a few ricochets, but a lot more blocks that are still causing fires despite the block. It makes me kind of think that Grosser is firing HE. Forward turrets are masked at the moment. Turn a little bit, get them firing again. outside a little bit. May not be a hot idea. Yeah. Might have been better just to let the rear turrets do the work. There's a pin. 59% compared to, well, that's because Grosser's conning tower is out too, so we're back on a level playing field as far as that's concerned. She's down to 19 knots. Slow a little bit. Kind of on the ragged edge of thinking maybe HE might be better. 56% pinning chance. Getting a lot of ricochets, but every time I'm about to do it, I get a nice little pin. So. I'm going to switch to HE. Taking a little bit more damage I would have liked than I would have liked. Duncan's going to be in repairs for several months. But I don't think Grosser is going to be. Won't be anything left to repair. Next hit puts her down. There she goes. Okay, a little bit of a Pyrrhic victory. 2,000 VP versus 102. One battleship removed from the High Seas Fleet Order of Battle. That should put us just a little bit closer to being able to impose a blockade. Alright, I think that will do it for this episode. I did notice here, term before they created plans for a new design, Hanover-class battleship, and then they turned around and discarded that design and made a new one. I mean, you can miss them because it scrolls off the bottom and you can't scroll this info box. But I don't think they laid down a Hanover, and they haven't laid down a Schlesien, or however that's pronounced. In any case, we'll see what happens in May in the next episode. Thank you for watching.